Hegseth, welcome to today's ceremony. We are gathered here to witness and celebrate the reenlistment of Staff Sergeant Joey Jones into the United States Marine Corps. At this time, please welcome today's host, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and Staff Sergeant Joey Jones. Mr. Secretary, the floor is yours.
Well, please take your seats, please. How we doing? What a beautiful day. I have this beautiful set of note cards as the Secretary. Thank you for being here, Secretary Duffy. As he knows, they prepare these wonderful remarks and then you just ignore them. Because we have a pleasure of honoring an incredible American today and having an opportunity to re-enlist him into the Marine Corps. Mr. Commandant, thank you very much for all the work your entire team did to make this happen, Mr. Secretary. A lot of work went into saying, hey, this is the kind of American we want back in uniform, not just because of what he did and what he's done in uniform, but because of how he represents the fighting men and women of our country. So a lot of you knew Joey, Sergeant Jones, long before I did, and know about what he did on the battlefield, whether it was being a radio tech first in Iraq and then switching over to EOD and then going to Afghanistan. And I think it was over 80 IEDs that you were a part of disabling, and then one got the better of him. He tells the story better than I do. But then what he did to inspire both at Walter Reed and then afterward in the service organizations he was a part of, whether it was the boot campaign, and then the books he's written, and then what he does, what he has been kind of as a wingman, or was a wingman for me at Fox, as I don't think there's a better spokesman for the Marine Corps, understanding what it's all about, what it means to serve, the brotherhood that exists, than how Joey talks about it on television, so that the American people understand it and connect to it in a visceral way. You could talk about it academically, you can talk about it from a detached but perspective, or you can talk about it having lived it the way he has. And if you spend any time with him, which I know a lot of you have, you know it's in his bones. It's in his heart and soul, wearing that uniform. Semper Fi means that for him every day, whether he's wearing camouflage or wearing the makeup that we wear when they powder on our faces over it. War paint, that's right, war paint, I'm sorry. He's just a good human being who does the right things for the right reasons. And when I first got word that he was interested in getting back in uniform, it actually didn't surprise me. One, because I know your passion, and it was motivating for me to know that meant that you were seeing the types of things we were doing, changing the environment in a way that, hey, I want to be a part of that too, and then you can help amplify that even more to the young people of America. And we've seen that with record recruiting numbers last year, and then we're beating those records this year, and then alongside the reenlistments, like young Americans are looking up at the men and women in uniform and saying, I want to do that profession, the profession of arms. And when they see that the guy they know on TV, that they maybe only know from TV, and they know that he served, wants to get back in uniform and be a part of that, man, that gives me the shivers just saying it. And I think it's an absolute no-brainer, and so we appreciate you guys jumping through whatever hoops had to be jumped through. That's what we do around here these days, and it's the right answer at the right time. So it's just been an honor to get to know you as a friend. Here we are, just a couple of 9/11 vets. No, seriously, like we're not. Let's be honest. There's nothing. Both of us went. I was a platoon leader. You were an EOD guy. Had no expectations for anything beyond serving our countries in these conflicts, and I raised my right hand to serve my country and do my part and come home. And we both got involved in veterans organizations and veterans causes. I didn't even mention Capitol Hill, where you worked at the VA committee. Like you just wanted to advocate for the guys doing the things, for the folks doing the stuff, and that's all I ever wanted to do too. And then through the stories that only God writes, it brought us both to Fox. It brought us our paths together, working on films, working on books, working on shows, working on specials, trying to bring to life what a modern warrior's life looks like, what those experiences are like and the struggles are like. But it was always rooted, I think, for the both of us in a heart for the soldiers, in a heart for the Marines, with a heart for the folks doing the heavy lifting, knowing that now that we're on TV and the lights are bright, it's not about us. Just like I watch you, it's not about him. It's about how do I amplify back to the audience an understanding of the brotherhood, an understanding of the sacrifice, an understanding of why it's so special and should be revered for what it is. You do such a good job at that. I stop and watch television on Saturday and Sunday when he's on, if he's commenting on something. And you know that difference, right, Sean? Like there are people you stop and you watch. And you stop and you watch him because he's got something meaningful to say based on a life experience. And now he's got a chance to put the uniform back on. He's going to be here in the Pentagon. He's going to report to my office every day, Monday morning, 7 a.m., whether he likes it or not. But we are privileged to have you back in service. You never really left. And now here you are, raising that right hand, serving our country. It's a proud moment for me. I've had a lot of wonderful, proud moments in this job. But to look a friend in the eye, a patriot in the eye, who's given so much and now wants to sign up and give even more is really cool. So congratulations. God bless you, and let's do this thing. How about that? Yes, sir. Outstanding.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated for the reading of the Certificate of Reenlistment.
United States Marine Corps, Certificate of Reenlistment. Be it known that Staff Sergeant Johnny J. Jones has been accepted for reenlistment in the United States Marine Corps. Your reenlistment reflects uncommon devotion and loyalty to the country and to the Corps. It is a special kind of commitment that makes the Corps unique and respected throughout the world. The Corps is proud to have you in its ranks. Presented this 20th day of May, 2026. Signed, W. Field, Major General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the administering of the oath.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Johnny Joseph Jones,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I will obey the orders
that I will obey the orders
of the President of the United States
of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers
and the orders of the officers
appointed over me,
appointed over me,
according to regulations
according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Staff Sergeant Joey Jones.
A 40-year-old staff sergeant with all these people in the room waiting to hear me speak. Oh, man, I should have been a televangelist. I'd be rich. Hey, listen, Corporal Daniel Greer, Gunnery Sergeant Floyd Holly, Corporal Chris McDonald, and the list goes on and on and on. You don't hear me speak without mentioning Daniel Greer. Usually I mention the others too. We can't forget them. We can't bring them back, but we can honor their service and their sacrifice. There aren't a lot of people in this room, and I know I got a lot of your time right now, so I'm going to try to be brief, but I think it's important to let you know why. Why would a guy do this? It's not just to put the uniform on again and play dress up, or in 3 years get a ribbon or a medal, and in 10 out of 12 years get another one. Those aren't important things. I have all the accolades and opportunity to be the person in front of the pulpit as much as I want. Take 100 bombs apart, speak in front of this group and get nervous as hell. What I do at Fox is important. I believe that. But it's not as important as serving my country. What you see here is my family on this front row. All of them. Second row, third row. That's my family. These are people that put me back together when I was injured, that love me, that take care of me, that see me when I'm at my worst, that threaten to take a leg and a wheel from my wheelchair away. So I'm incapacitated and have to calm down for a minute. And I'm going to go through it and talk about them just a little bit, if you'll give me that. But what's important here is the last thing that these people, which Margot wasn't alive yet, but the last thing that these people saw me in a uniform, the last job I had in a uniform, my job was to get better. It was to heal. It's a very selfish thing. My job was to heal. The Marine Corps paid me to get better. And then I retired. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was unfinished business. And today they see me put a uniform on and raise my right hand, and my job now is going to be to support Lieutenant Colonel and Master Guns and everyone else that wears the Marine Corps uniform and the EOD badge, and engineers too. And if my job is to get coffee or to type up paperwork or to respond to an email or to use the gift of gab to help them convince some engineers that we need that money, or to convince the Navy that we need that capability, then that's what I'm going to do. And if there's an opportunity for me to serve, there's no reason why a no-legged 40-year-old staff sergeant should be able to put the uniform on other than these men believed it. And the goal here is to open that door for anyone else that has something left to give. And, I remember Commandant General Amos telling me, once a Marine, always a Marine. I didn't know I was going to have to cash that check almost 20 years later. And so it means a lot to me to be here today. The other people that are here in this room, other than those that I served with, are people that spent their life after a military career or without one, creating nonprofits that literally put us back together and keep us motivated, that invest in us so that we don't become Tom Cruise and Born on the 4th of July. Because that's what my mom thought. She thought I'd be in a wheelchair and probably a drunk and incapable of providing for myself, much less others, or doing things like that. And that wasn't her being negative. That was just all she knew. Because that's the narrative that Hollywood and culture gave her. That's what we saw too often after Vietnam. And if anything, my life's work is to change that. Is to change that perspective and narrative so that people know the men and women that get injured or go through the worst that war has to offer in that 20-year war, or that 10 two-year wars, if you ever hear me say that, that there's a lot left to give. And so I don't know that every man and woman that served in our service during that war and got out early, and I say early, didn't retire, I don't know that all of them need to put the uniform back on, but I think a lot of them need to know that there's a way to serve. Either their community, their family, the people they love, the people that love them, and this country. And if me putting the uniform on and walking around this Pentagon, which is like PT to me, on these legs, if that helps in any way, or if these two men have their weight walking around Camp Lejeune and 29 Palms, if that helps in any way, take pictures and tell people about it. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I have a debt left to give. I get to be the guy on TV that gets pats on the back while men like these three here have given almost everything they could shy of their life, and maybe a couple legs, I got that on you, to this country. And so it just means the world to me to be here to finish a story that I started writing 21 years ago. Is that math right? April 24th, her birthday, 2005. Came back in April 26, 2026. So I'll be 40 in July. And my goal is to be the oldest staff sergeant in this building in the Marine Corps at least. And then after that, gentlemen, feel free to promote me as much as you'd like. All right. Thank you all so much. Everyone in this room, I love you because you're choosing to serve your country, and you're here because of it. Staff Sergeant Marine Corps, I got two secretaries standing in front of me that I used to make fun of on TV about, every little thing I could because they were just so good at it, and look how good they are at what they do now. It's amazing. 3 secretaries, actually. Just smart enough to not do the TV gig beforehand. I can't believe you wanted to run for Congress, though, or Senate, or Lord help. You got integrity, and I appreciate that. Nervous as hell. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. Thank you all so much, and I can't wait to go get coffee for that guy or whatever it is I need to do. I'm excited. God bless you all. God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. Please come on up or down and congratulate Staff Sergeant Joey Jones, United States Marine Corps.